Welcome to Lil John's Yarns. I'm Alicia, and today it's time for another crochet and knit, because knitters can use this too, gadget review. We're going to be looking at the Big Sully. The Big Sully is a multi-purpose, multifunctional, and portable home for your yarn. This gadget comes with an integrated needle and crochet hook gauge slots, yarn spindles, swatch rulers, multiple yarn ports, and it has a whole lot of bells and whistles, but we're going to get into that shortly. But before we start all this, let me tell you how much it costs. I bought this on Amazon for $33. I think that's one of the cheapest places, but if I can find it cheaper, I'm going to link it down in the description box. So let's hop right into this and see if this Big Sully Prym is worth the price. Let's check out the features on this device. So on the bottom, it comes with a no-slip base, so you don't have to worry about your items slipping around. So the base is made from like a rubbery material. Kind of feels like a drum, a little hollow inside. Ooh, I think you can take off the base. I think you can put, ooh, dropped it, notions in here. Ooh, 1 second, I'll be right back. Notions. Let's see if it fits. So the bottom is also a great place to store little things like, I got my row counter in there, some needles, buttons, whatever you like. So let's move on to some of the other features as I empty this out. The Big Sully comes with a soft grip handle. The handle is made from the same material as the bottom, like that very rubber material. And this handle is removable. To remove the handle, you just pull the tab. To release the handle, it has these little holes you peg it into. But the handle has like a dual purpose. The handle also doubles as a ruler. It has inches and centimeters on both sides. So it measures 13 inches and 33 centimeters. So I found that convenient. Also, it has an integrated crochet hook and needle gauge slot holes. So if you don't know exactly what your crochet hook is, or you have an older crochet hook and the number rubbed off, so let's test it out. I'm just going to try it on 3 crochet hooks really quick. So we got a, what is this? An N. Fits perfectly. This one feels like a 4. What is this? A 4. Oops, wrong one. Where's 4, 4, 4, 4? There it is, 4. Fits perfectly. This is 5, I think. 5. All right, so that's convenient. Let's see what else this thing is supposed to have. It has 6 yarn channels. Let's check out the 6 yarn channels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know where the 6th is. Maybe this is a yarn channel. What's this say up top? Needle and hook docking station. Ooh, let's try that out. Isn't that convenient? So you can just place your hooks inside. So you also have a needle station for your work. All right, so this part right here is the spindle, so you can put your yarn on, but we'll check that in a second. And you have your ball trays, so you can keep your balls separate while you're crocheting. And the last little piece that's in here, let's see. Okay, this is a swatch ruler, so you can check your gauge on your crochet or knit pattern that you're working on. All right, so let's give the yarn spindle a try next. The Big Sully comes with some easy to follow directions on the bottom of the box. So let's follow these directions. I have my yarn. With your thumbs on the plug, pull wheel off plug. Oh, I got it. So you just pull this wheel off the plug. Slide cone or cake. It says slide cone or cake. 1 second, I gotta go make a cake. I created my cake, so let's continue with these instructions and insert it onto our spindle. And we're going to replace the little plug on the opposite side, but make sure you follow it in directions. I don't know if you can see this, but it says face inward. So I'm having this part of the plug face inward and pop this part back on. All right, that wasn't as bad as I thought. What I do love about this, the holes aren't like a solid hole where you have to thread the yarn through. When you have holes like that, I feel like you're tied to your yarn container and you can't break free of it. So this is nice. So let's give this a test. I'm going to go slow as if I was crocheting. We're going to see if it gets snagged at all. So far so good, no problems. Okay, now I'm just going to go crazy with it and see what happens. All right, so I like this. Let's try it with the 2 ball holders. For the 2 cakes of yarn, you're going to place this back on the inside. And I made another cake. I guess you can also use a ball of yarn. Place that other one in here. This time it's not on the spindle. And yes, this is convenient. Definitely like. Let's try another way we can put our yarn inside. I found a location of the 6th hole. It's actually right here, the place where the spindle goes. What you do, you just place your yarn inside, close it off. I guess you can even say it's a 7th hole. You can put another skein of yarn, another small one, and have it coming out the opposite side. But yes, let's give it a test. Pull it, easy peasy. All right, the only thing I would complain about, I guess it's not a complaint because I can always make a cake of yarn. If you have a larger skein of yarn like this from Red Heart, Super Saver, or some other brands like this, it's not going to work. You're going to have to cake up your stuff before you even start. All right, so we looked at all the ports you can put your yarn in. Let's look at the gauge swatch ruler next. Here is the Swatch gauge ruler. You have inches on one side and centimeters on the other side. According to the image on the website, this is supposed to attach to the ball tray. This is my 5th time recording this. No matter how much I try, I cannot attach mine and make it look flush like the image above. There's little grooves on the inside and I just can't get it to insert itself inside. But regardless, when I make swatches, I like to put it directly on the item so I can turn it this way and that way. So far, that is the only thing that's bugging me, that I cannot figure out how to put. Did it go in? Oh, I got it on it. I did it. You have to put some elbow grease in there. So now I have it attached to the bowl, but I don't like to do gauge swatches like that. Is it easy to take apart? Oh. Not so easy to take back apart if you want to actually do your gauge. I guess you can lay it against it like this and then turn it. That would be annoying. So if you do purchase this and this part is annoying, do not attach it to the tray. Just let it sit inside until you need it. All right, so we checked out all the features. Let me give you my final review on the Prym Big Sully. We're going to go over the pros and cons of this gadget, but first let's start with the pros. What I like about this, it is a multi-function yarn holder. It's not just a yarn bowl. It's not just a gauge swatch. It's not just a needle size or crochet hook size recognizer. It's everything combined into one. So that's the number one thing that I love about it. Number 2, I like the multiple yarn ports, and I like how they're not imprisoning your crochet project. There's nothing worse than having a bag that has a permanent hole. These holes are separated so you can easily remove your project and move it to something else. So that's awesome. I like the multiple rulers. I love the little slots on top so you can check the size of your crochet hook. I don't know how many times I've gone to the thrift store, got some old crochet hooks, didn't know the size. So this is convenient. It's all in one spot. And the bottom non-slip, I tried it out. This thing is not slipping. I like that. And a little carrying thing up top. So those are all the positive. You probably think the same positive I do. But let me tell you about the negatives. All right, I did say I love that this is non-slip. So if you're pulling on your yarn, this won't move. That's not my problem. This thing goes on the floor. Yes, it's not sliding, but I have soccer feet. I have feet that'll just kick anything on the floor that I'm not paying attention to. And unfortunately, this is a cheaper plastic. I can imagine myself in the next at least 3 months working with this, walking away, forgetting it's on the floor, and kicking it across the room and praying it doesn't crack. So that's what I'm a little fearful for, but if you're more safe than me, that's nothing to worry about. I also did not like how the gauge ruler fit into the yarn ball tray. I couldn't seem to stick it in there. It took me forever to try to get it. And if I was going to measure my swatch using that, maybe you measure your swatch differently with knitting, I don't know, but I crochet. I found it awkward to measure my swatch that way. So I recommend if you do get this, don't even bother putting that center part in the middle of your yarn. Just leave it off the side, put it in the bottom, it'll be fine. But those two were my only two gripes about it. So I am ready to give you my final review on this kit. Oh, I would like to give this a, for $33, $34 on a scale of 1 to 5 balls of yarn. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to give this 3.5 balls of yarn. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you think this should get a different score, let me know down in the description box, let me know now in the comments down below. All right, guys, and also if you want me to review some other crochet gadgets, comment down below also. All right, guys, I'll see you all on the very next tutorial or gadget review. Bye, guys.